clear that in the future, the knowledge that you're going to gain is going to be applied, and when you think from that angle, you can learn quite a lot. I think in my biodata already it is told, I am also a Six Sigma black belt and trainer for Six Sigma black belts in the field of quality. And these are some of the photographs of post-graduate diploma courses which we did. And these are some of the things which was told in biodata. Some of my gurus, Professor Washio, Professor Kume, various professors. Now I want to tell you a very interesting fact. I am closely working with the Japanese professors, and in India we invite Japanese professors. If you look at companies like TVS, Mr. Venu Srinivasan, who is chairman of TVS Motors, he calls Japanese professors all the way. They are the professors of college. They are the professors in the universities in Japan. And they come and teach Indian industries how to carry out business better. Now, how much knowledge these Japanese professors have, practical knowledge about industry. I think there is a lot to do. When I check with Professor Fume, my guru, he says in Japan, there is a very good collaboration between industry and the professors. Professors go to industry and they share their knowledge, they understand the problems in the industry, they come up with the concept and theory which needs to be applied. Day before yesterday, I was listening to Endo-san, Yukihiro Endo-san from Japan. He was presenting what kind of challenges in the industry which they want to overcome. For that, what kind of new standards they created in Japan, so that management can do much better work. So these professors come up with various standards and methods which can be directly applied in the industry, and industry can progress. That's how they have a collaboration between industry and the teaching staff. I think there is a lot to do in our country in this field, because many times we work in different places and we are in silos. We don't go there and they don't come here, and it's very important to collaborate between industry and the students and the college and professors. There's many things to do this. So I think I told you a little brief about my job. I think already in the introduction it was told. So to training, consulting, guiding, coaching, mentoring projects, these are some of the gurus. Professor Lorei Kano. You can see many Japanese professors. Like Professor Nakato. I have been trained by him on human error prevention. Now, when you go to industry, you find a lot of human errors. Now, how do you overcome those human errors? He did a lot of research on that field and applied in various industry. And we started applying the same thing in Indian industry, and several thousands of recommended actions people could identify. And we are guiding companies like Bosch to implement these kind of concepts across various Indian plants. See, the knowledge of these Japanese professors are very practical. And then we learn that and try to implement in industry. I think these kind of conferences should help us to get the practical aspects which we learn in the college and go back and apply that in the industry. That's very, very crucial. So let me go to these are some of the programs that we do in various companies. Okay, I will skip that, some of the photographs. Another important aspect is bringing breakthrough improvement. Now, when you go to the job or the companies, one of the important skills that we must have is how can we bring big improvements. American management follows an approach called Six Sigma. This is about various skill sets. Nowadays, some of the MBA colleges are also offering Six Sigma, Green Belt, and Black Belt or certifications. Now, this is not just a certificate. It has to be accompanied with project work. That means people learn various tools and techniques. They go to industry, apply that, do project, show the improvement, and then come back. Then they are gained the skill required for the industry. So, when we work with industry, I find there's a lot of gap in this improvement skill set. And if the students acquire the skill set, when they go to the company, they are more employable, because they are having the skill set required for doing large improvements. This is one of the things that is started in the United States as a Six Sigma, but Japanese started it much earlier. They don't give the name as a Six Sigma, they call Kushi Circle and various improvement initiatives. personal life or result in the company. These results depend on, it depends on what we do, By luck somebody may be successful, that is very, very rare. But if you really want to achieve great results, what we need to improve is the action that we take. And what we do depends on the way we think. Unless we improve the way of thinking, what we do cannot change. And unless we improve what we do, the results cannot be changed. So result depends on thinking, and for that one must have mindset to develop and acquire own skill. Result is skill into will. If I have high skill, but I don't want to do anything, right? Suppose I have got very high amount of skill, but I think, oh, what is the use? If I do it, nobody is going to appreciate. Then I don't apply it because I am not motivated to do improvement. Or if I have high willingness, I want to do some great job, but I don't have skill set to do that, then also we can't achieve results. So it's very important for all of us to work on improving our skill set and highly motivated to do that and implement that. That if we do, I think we can do wonders when we go back as professionals in the industry. We work with various companies, automotive MNCs, or Indian automobile companies, or maybe non-automobile companies, various companies. And they do enormous programs for training the people. So why so much training is required? I really find sometimes that there's a big gap. Suppose if I ask, how many of you have heard 5S? Nobody. Just Google it. What are those 5S? You will come to know, because this is something basic required when you go to industry. The moment people go to industry, I'm saying even ITI person when he goes to industry, they'll ask you follow 5 years, you do 5. Then they run various programs. I'm saying manufacturing industry, not the IT industry or service industry. So they say, okay, you must first have this particular skill. And if I'm going as a manager, if I don't know that, it's a basic skill required. So like that, there are many, many techniques available which is very much used in the industry. So now let us compare some of the things that is followed in Japan and India. Japan, why we need to look at Japan? Because just after World War II, what was the condition of Japan? Was whether they were as good as India or they were in a bad shape?
Devastated.
Yes, devastated. Very true. And their economy was in worst situation, no money, no capital, and the condition was not as good as India just after independence. And before independence, made in Japan was known as country making inferior quality goods. You know old Raj Kapoor's movie, Mera Juta Hai Japani. So what kind of movie show? The soul is torn out. It shows that made in Japan is of inferior quality. That was the condition of Japan before World War II. But what happened in next 20 years is really a Japanese miracle. And how Japan transformed a country which is making high quality goods, and they are able to export it to United States and world. And now Japan is third largest economy in the world. US is the largest. Second one is China. Both are big countries. And Japan is less than 1/10 or maybe lesser than that of India. Such a small country, but having more money than India. How that transformation happened without having much of a natural resource? If the country can transform, can't we transform a college? Can't we transform a village? Can't we transform a taluk or a district or a state? If the country itself can be transformed by some strategy, then what do we learn from that? And how can we use that strategy to transform and bring breakthrough improvement? This transformation, Japanese call it as TQM, Total Quality Management. When I say Total Quality Management, it is not about only quality. It is quality in all aspects of life. It is not just quality in manufacturing goods or products. It is quality of management of everything. And they realize Unless we have that kind of quality, global market is not open for us. So if you want to really be successful in the global market, so quality of our products and services, that should be of that nature. That's very, very crucial. And that's what transformation happened. For such kind of transformation, one important word I want everyone to note down, that is called vision. Vision. What happens? You ask a person, where you want to go today? You say, I will go to SPM college. How will you go? I will go in this direction by taking auto rickshaw or by car or by bus. You will not catch bus going in the opposite direction, would you? Or will you sit in the bus and say, okay, drop me wherever you feel like? Will you say that? Definitely not. So, we are very clear where we want to reach today. Where we need to reach in our life in next 5 years and 10 years. You ask people. They know about 1 month, 3 months, but if you ask where you want to reach in 5 years, not very clear. Then 10 years, oh, very vague. Now look at the companies which are very successful. They are successful because they have vision. It is very important that we must have vision. Japanese during crisis, they have only one vision. Entire Japan only moving in one direction. The vision was prosperity, and vision was prosperity through industrialization. That was the vision. If that is the vision, how to make sure that everybody, 100% of the people focus towards that vision, and they wanted to create the momentum in the country for which Professor Ishikawa. Please remember, they are all professors. Who are the wealth builders of Japan country? The silent nation builders and builders of the wealth for the nation, they are all professors. They are the people silently guiding, coaching, mentoring, and developing that kind of talent and competence who will go back and become big industrialists or work in the country and big transformation, such kind of things. So they have a very big role. So vision is very important, which helps us to have a common direction. Suppose I have big vision. I have big vision. But I don't do anything. Will it come true? No. So vision without action will remain as dream. So vision with action can change the world. So vision and action are two important things for which we need to develop competence so that we can make it true. So there is a breakthrough management strategy used by Japanese companies, and some of it is used by American companies. First one, they call it as Kaizen. Kaizen. K-A-I-Z-E-N. Please note down this term. K-A-I-Z-E-N. Okay? I don't want you to learn Japanese, but I am telling you to note down this term so that later on you can Google it. Okay? Nowadays, if you have a term, you can Google and learn quite a lot. Anybody knows what it is?
Continuous improvement.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Excellent. Next clap. So, Kaizen stands for change for better. In Japanese, Kaizen, change for better. That's the meaning of Kaizen. And we need to really work on doing improvement after improvement. Now, in this college, in last 1 year, how many documented improvements are there? Before, after. How many are there? Any data? No data. Right? If you go to companies practicing TQM, whether it's an educational institution or manufacturing industry, they have displayed these many improvements we did before, after Kaizen. Because Kaizen is deep rooted in Japanese industry. Deep rooted. They will do improvement. Okay, the plug is here. How can we make it better? Which is the best place for accessibility? They will do some improvement. They show before, after. This was like this before, afterwards like this. Now we standardize it and lesson learned. Like this, they do number of Kaizens. And can you imagine how many improvements employees do in a year? Any guess? Suppose if there are 100 people in a company, how many improvements they may do in 1 year? 100 people. number 100 people, how many improvements they do in a year? Any guess? One per person is 100 documented improvements before after. It's not bad. So if there are 100 students, 100 improvements. So like that. Or if there are 100 employees in the company, say 100 improvements. Not bad. Many Indian companies are not able to do even that much. 1,000 workers will be there. In 1 year, they are not able to do 1,000 improvements. And what happened in Japan? Toyota. Toyota is really benchmark for the world. It's a company on which highest number of books are written. Can you guess how many improvements they do in a year?